Peace and blessings, beautiful people. Peace and blessings. And this is Empress Imani, and welcome to this episode of Sacred Love Lessons.
This episode is sponsored by House of Sacred Love, where you will find online courses for your personal development and growth. Sign up for a complimentary 21-day mind-body detox and learn how to design your life with affirmations. Get rid of stinking thinking today. houseofsacredlove.com.
So you guys know, Sacred Love Lessons is all about how to find your soulmate and build an empire together. And what we're talking about here is we're talking about lifetime commitments, right? We're talking about an empire built on a solid foundation. We're talking about solid relationships. We're talking about being solid within yourself. So when we examine that, the common denominator in all of that is you, right? So we're going to be talking about you today. We're going to be talking about me. We're going to use me as the lesson example. So let's get into it. So the first thing that we want to do when we look at the common denominator is we want to look at the relationship pattern. You know, what repeating behaviors are we repeating over and over again with the people in our life? Now, these patterns can be both good and not so good for us. They can occur, it doesn't matter the relationship. It could be romantic, friendship, working relationships. But what I have learned over the years is these three things. What I learned about relationship patterns dictate three basic things. 1, who we pick. 2, how we interact with them. 3, how we let them treat us. So the first one, who we pick. The kind of person we get into a relationship with. How we interact with them. The behavior we use with them during the relationship. How we show up in the relationship, right? And then the third thing, how we let them treat us. What we allow them to say and do to and with us while we're in the relationship. So I gave this some very careful consideration, just looking over my own relationships. And when I say relationships, I'm talking, for me, intimate relationships, major intimate relationships that left an impact on my life. That's what I'm referring to today. One thing I noticed over these years, and I'm talking about decades, right? At least over a span of 30 years, right? Me examining my life. I noticed different archetypes. And if you guys want to know more about archetypes, go over and get Sacred Contracts by Carolyn Mace. I love her work, that book. And she also has several other books about archetypes. You can find them on Amazon. You can find them on Audible. Very, very good resource tool. So in dealing with archetypes, I noticed several archetypes that I had exhibited over the last 30 years. So one was the caregiver. Now, the caregiver is when you try to fix or you take care of someone or, that sort of thing. You want to fix this person. You see the potential in this person and you say to yourself, oh, if he just, had this, if I just give this person this, then they'll be fixed or they'll be healed or whatever, right? Well, the reality of that is, usually in situations like this, when you show up as the caregiver, the other person, they usually don't want to change. Okay? They don't want to change. And you guys, I had to learn that lesson, right? Another way that I noticed that I had shown up in my relationships is I was showing up as the alpha archetype. Now, the alpha archetype is the person who wants to be in charge, right? So you guys know that I'm a Scorpio sun, and Scorpios by nature are just natural leaders. And I also have Leo in my chart, and we are natural leaders, right? And we have strong-willed personalities. It's a fixed sign. We're usually very headstrong, very stubborn, right? And so I noticed that over the last 30 years that I had shown up in some of my relationships as the alpha archetype, And so that didn't really always work out well for me. Another archetype that I noticed was the parent. And the parent is, this one is really self-explanatory. The parent is when you are parenting, quote unquote, an adult child. Someone who is really still a child emotionally, but they're housed in an adult body. And they are not responsible. You find yourself nagging. They're not, being accountable. You're having to carry the weight of the relationship because this person really needs to be reparent. Okay, they need to be reparented. And so then I have shown up as the nurturer, the, parental figure in my relationship. That didn't work out well either. Okay. And then the other one is the codependent. Now, the codependent is when you are completely reliant on the other person for social, emotional, or psychological support. And I remember, because, you guys have heard me say how I was raised in the Pentecostal church. And I remember how we were taught that the man was supposed to be the head, and he was the head of the wife and the head of the home and, all of that. And so in my mind, being indoctrinated very early, I had that order established in my head. So I have seen myself in a relationship looking to my husband for leadership, looking to him for answers, looking outside of myself and looking to him based on the religious indoctrination that I had received early on as a child. Yeah, that didn't work out either. Okay. And then the final archetype is the push and pull. Now, in the push and pull, that is a very volatile relationship. It has constant ups and downs. There's breakup, makeup. One person feels that the relationship is perfect. The other person feels that the relationship needs space. Usually in this type of relationship, there's a runner-chaser dynamic where one person, they just values their freedom and they want to be free. Now, that person is usually a contradiction within themselves. They want to be in a relationship, but they want to be free. Yes, you can have both, but not in the context in what they're thinking, right? Because when I say they want to be free, that particular person, I'm not going to call them a whore. Let's call them a player. This person is a player, and they go from pillar to post. They sleep around with a whole bunch of different people. They want all kind of relationships, casual sexual relationships. And at the same time, they want to put you in rotation and be with you too. Maybe people that would appeal to the poly lifestyle, maybe they would be in this dynamic, in this category right here, right? And then you have the chaser. The chaser is the person who wants something stable and solid, and they want to work on it and they want to build. Well, as you can see why there would be a push and pull in this dynamic, because the two people don't want the same things. That's really what it boils down to. And I have found myself in that situation too, where I have been the chaser, the other person was the runner, and that did not work out. It was a total disaster, right? So next we'll go over into what I've learned from all of this and how this helps you, what's in it for you, right? Because that's why you're here. So the first thing I did was I examined myself with the intent to seek truth, because that's what all of this is about. If you want to find your soulmate and build an empire together, Beloved, you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to go inside. This is about you, right? Because every relationship that you're having is a relationship that you're having with yourself. This is all about you. So what I did was I went on a quest to examine myself and to seek truth. So the first thing that I looked at was I wanted to be mindful of, how am I picking someone? What is my criteria? What are my motives? And what are my standards? So that was the first thing I did. Then the next thing that I did was, how am I showing up in the relationship? Who am I? What is my archetype? How have I shown up in the past? And you guys, what I did was, for the first one where I wanted to know how was I picking someone, I just wrote down 4 major relationships, intimate relationships that I had over the past 30 years, right? I wrote them down. And then I looked at, how did I pick this person, right? And then I looked at, how did I show up? What archetype was I showing in this relationship? How did I show up in the relationship? And then I looked at, how did I let people treat me in these relationships? Did I have boundaries? What were my standards? What were my intentions? And I just wrote it all down, right? From my perspective, for me, examining truth within myself. And then I saw a pattern, you guys. And if you go through this exercise, you will see the pattern. Just take your last 3 or 4 relationships, major relationships, and go through this exercise. How did you pick someone? What was your motive? Were you looking at the person on the outside? Did they look like they had it all together? Was there glam? Was there glitter? Were you looking at it from a money perspective? Oh, we could be this power couple. I got this person is bringing that. Together we can have this synergy, blah, blah, blah. Were you looking at it from that perspective? Were you coming from a 3D perspective, being materialistic? Was it based on sex? Oh, the sex is bomb. Oh, it is lit and blah, blah, blah. Was it based on that? Right? You're going to see your evolution and your growth when you go through this exercise, right? Because you will begin to evolve, at least you should. You will begin to evolve, and you will see how with each relationship you either learned the lesson or you did not. You will be able to see if there's any repeating patterns, right? If there's because the common denominator in all of these relationships is you. Okay, so the answer lies within you. You are the key. You are the key master, and you have the key to unlock the door that is meant for you. Okay, so then I realized, after I went through all of this and I examined, at what point the relationship fell apart, what happened, what was going on, I saw my patterns. So I immediately saw that I needed to raise my vibration. Now I'm giving you the solution, right? You are the solution. I am the solution. You got to do the work, beloved. Okay? But this works. So I realized that I needed to raise my vibration. And I needed to rise above these patterns that had exhibited throughout my life, throughout my relationships, right? So the first thing that I did was I cut out anything or anyone that was toxic in my life, because I clearly understood you attract your energetic match, right? You attract on some level, okay? You can blame that other person. When you blame, you're giving your power away, okay? That's secret sauce right there. When you blame someone else, you are giving your power away to that person. Okay, so let's stay focused on you, right? Don't turn your lip up. I see you. I see you. Okay, unfold your arms. Be open to receive. Be open to receive. But when you meet people in this way, and I'm talking about intimate relationships, you're matching people on some level of energy. So I understood if I want a high vibing person, then I need to be high vibing. Okay, across the board in every area of my life. So I cut out people. You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. And there's some people, you've been blocked, this. Some people have done nothing wrong. Let me just say that right there. Now, some people, you are just wicked, and you know this. You know who you are. You're wicked. But some people are just collateral damage. They have done nothing wrong. But because they're connected to wicked people, they got to go too. Okay? Now, I did it out through a third degree, right? The immediate person, they're in a circle, and then another layer around them. So some of the people that are out third degree, they have done nothing wrong, but they're associated and tied to people that are wicked. So guilty by association, that's just what it is. Now, then the next thing I had to do was, okay, now let me just give you this side note. Now, when I went through this process, this was not easy for me. So I'm not going to sit here and paint a picture and tell you that this is going to be easy. It won't. I understand that you love people, you care about people, but everybody can't go, in the words of Nipsey Hussle. Everybody can't go. Okay? The road, the pathway is narrow. And everyone must carry their own water. And you have to decide within yourself if you want it or not. Do you want it? Do you want it? How bad do you want it? In the words of Eric Thomas, you got to want it as bad as you want to breathe. How bad do you want it? And you guys, I wanted it bad. I did. I wanted to find my soulmate, and I wanted to build an empire together as bad as I wanted to breathe. My next breath depended on it. So I had to get this right? I had to get it right. And when I began to make the decisions to cut people out, initially my soul was sad. And then guess what happened? I immediately went into peace, an overwhelming sense of peace. It clearly let me know I was on the right path, right? So then step 2, you want to focus your energy on self-love. Invest in yourself, invest in your mind, body, and your spirit. Now, the object of this, right, your goal is to be in full, complete alignment with the universe. Every area, every chakra in complete alignment with the universe. I began to do the work. Okay, beloved, you must do the work. I began to do the work. And let me just pause right here. So one of the things that I did is in a complimentary course. It's over on houseofsacredlove.com. houseofsacredlove.com. It's a 21-day mind-body detox. I went through that process. It's there. It's complimentary. No charge to you. You can go over today and you can get that. Go through that process. It will help you reach your goal. Okay? If you do the work, I promise it will help you reach your goal. So I began to do I am affirmations. You know, I'm really big on creation. I am the Empress. The Empress creates, right? And so I went through the I am affirmations. I did the sacred golden mirror work. I started having fun. I had to go back and heal my inner child. You guys have heard me talk about that. I spent time in nature. I meditated. I started being more mindful about what I was putting into my body, what I was watching, the movies that I was watching, the music that I listened to, the songs that I sing, the movement, the daily movement that I put within my body, my entire environment and surroundings, you guys. I went through all of that. Now, this is periods of years of me practicing this, right? Understanding that you have to be consistent. This is a daily self-love practice. You can call it a daily spiritual practice. That's a part of my self-love practice, but it has to be daily, no days off. Okay? No days off. Because again, it's about how bad do you want it? And so I went through that. And then the final step, step 3. Okay. Once you've done 1 and 2, you are ready, right? Then I began to take my power back. I reclaimed all parts of me from anyone who I allowed to control me, right? Because people only do what you allow them to do. Okay, you can say what you want. Oh, this person is a fuckboy. She's an asshole. Whatever it is you want to say. Yes, they may be wicked. They may be a Judas. Yes, they stole your ideas and they monetized them and used them for their own benefit. Trust me. Nothing that belongs to you can be truly stolen or taken. The universe saw that, and karma will sort things out. Karma will sort things out. Okay, your focus is to focus on taking your power back. You cut off the energy source. You cut out the toxic relationships. You begin to focus all of your energy into your self-love. You invest in your own dreams, your own goals. You know, what do you want? What is important for you? You will begin to attract those people who are vibing on your energetic level. Those other people, low vibing energies, they won't even know. They'll be so confused. They won't even know how to approach you. They'll be so afraid because they know about the bullshickery that they did to you. They'll be so ashamed that you can see the evil and the wickedness within their heart. Their intentions, their money motivations, their sexual motivations. They will know that you can see that. And they'll be so ashamed. They'll be afraid to even approach you, right? Some will try to come back with fake apologies, but we not accepting that over here, right? We don't need closure, right? We give ourselves permission to be happy and to move on. Give yourself permission to be happy and move on, right? And during this process, you have to know who you are. And if you don't, learn who you are. Discover who you are. And then you have to know what you deserve. And if you don't know that already, learn and discover what it is that you deserve. Okay? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be loved. These are your birthright. You deserve peace. Abundance is your birthright. You don't have to steal it. You don't have to lie for it. You don't have to cheat. You don't have to wear a mask and manipulate and deceive for it. It is already your birthright. Just the fact that you are here on planet Earth, it is your birthright. And that is what you are entitled to. But you got to know that. And then you got to claim it. And if you've given your power away to people, you got to take action and you got to reclaim your power. You got to reclaim all parts of you in all dimensions, in all time. Okay? So you are the common denominator in all of this, right? If you look back over your relationships, them other people, they don't know each other. The one common denominator is you. The answer is within you. You are the answer. You are the solution. You are the key, and you are the key master. And once you master this lesson, you will find your soulmate and you will build an empire together. That is my message for you today. I hope this has been of value to you. If it has, please share it with your friends, your family, and on your social media. Don't forget to go over to houseofsacredlove.com and sign up for your complimentary 21-day mind-body detox. It will be your jumpstart to get you on the right path to find your soulmate and build an empire together. And until we speak again, be the light.